everyone. Well, today I'm sharing my most recent cruise outfits. We went on the Norwegian Prima recently. That is a new ship to us. We had never sailed the Prima class line with Norwegian. We've sailed with them 2 other times. I have to say right up front, this was definitely not one of our favorite cruises, and NCL's kind of hit and miss with us. I feel like we've had good ones and then one so-so. I feel like our last one on the Mediterranean was actually pretty good and the food was really good. So we had high expectations for this, but it kind of just worked out of the timing. We went to see my mom a few days before. So of course we sailed out of that port, and then that was kind of what was available. It came up about, I don't know, maybe a month or so, 6 weeks before. So a little bit rushed. We had talked about taking one in the spring and then that didn't happen. So anyway, spring is my preferred time to take a cruise. That's when we usually do, is like March, April. So Embarkation Day, I wore the same Lily Pulitzer outfit that I had worn last year on our weekend cruise with friends. I don't know that I've worn this outfit since. Maybe the top was something, because I do have the top in white. They do come out with this top every year in different colors, and they still have a green. It's a little bit different shade of green. And of course the shorts aren't going to be in the same print, because with all Lily things, they come out with different prints. So really love this outfit. My mom really complimented me on this outfit, just the shade of pink and green. I thought it was so pretty. It's very comfortable just for that first day. I like to be pulled together, but not too fussy. So again, this was very comfortable. We ended up having lunch in the dining room, which was really good. Easy getting on the ship, quick, and then, you know, obviously toured the ship and stuff. I had actually planned on filming when I was on the ship, because I've polled you guys before saying, do you like when I talk you through the video like this, or tell you what's going on as I'm on the cruise? It was kind of split. Everybody just said they liked hearing about the cruise. So for those of you, this is your first video, and I've gotten some comments lately about too much talking and blah, blah, blah. Well, you've obviously never watched any of my videos, because that's how it's done around here. You're welcome to just X out if you don't want to hear anything about the ship, but everybody wants to hear about the makeup, the hair, the outfit, and a little bit about what's going on with the cruise. So that's what you're going to hear. Anyway, the full-length mirror, the way the closet was backed up against the bathroom door. So even trying to zoom out, it just distorted everything so much that I was like, this isn't going to work. And of course, I forgot to bring my tripod, which I do sometimes and sometimes not on a cruise. The lighting this time of year is always good to at least get some photos. And my husband has filmed me before, and I just don't like that. I like seeing what I'm talking about. I did get some good pictures, so you'll be able to see the outfits that way. So lots of good new things. I think I only had 2 repeat outfits besides the Embarkation Day outfit. So everything else is pretty new. So first night, depending on the cruise itself, where we're at, the cruise line, the whole vibe of everything depends on what I'm gonna wear. I have been kind of casual the last few cruises, and I've had repeat outfits. You know, those tan linen pants from Amazon have been a big hit. So I decided to wear tan linen pants again, but this is a newer pair and in full length and not a crop version. I just paired it with this simple high neck white tank that I knew I could wear another time with another outfit. And then this pretty lightweight striped sweater. These are great lightweight sweaters for the summertime because they're cozy, but also just great to throw on if you're at the beach or somewhere cool with a pair of shorts, you know, that you just need a little something, or obviously like this, just draped over. Adding that third layer just gives it a little bit more elevated look going to dinner in the dining room, which is what we always do. These pants are so good. I bought the matching shorts too, which I don't think I got a picture of, but they look just like the pants, but they're in shorts. And I actually just ordered another color. And they have zips on the side, so the pocket stays nice and flat if you want, but it's also nice to put something in there and zip it up like your key card. So these pants are really nice because they do come in lengths, I believe tall, regular, and petite, so that is great. Fits wide variety of sizes. I have this bag that actually was newer to me last year. I think I first brought it probably on the New England cruise, so you may remember it from that. I will link a very similar version. It's just this year's version. They always change it up slightly, but essentially it's the same bag. And then these block heel sandals that I've had for a couple years, I just love because they are just high enough to look a little more elevated, put together, but not uncomfortable. So I've linked a similar pair of those too, because those are no longer available because they're older. The The sunglasses are from Amazon and super popular every year. I love them. And then I was able to find a very similar necklace to the one I have on. I talked about this in a previous video, and sometimes they come back with one, sometimes not. So it is, even from the same retailer, it's almost exactly the same. And I just really like it when I'm wearing something like a high neck or tank. So the next day was at the private island, which is Great Stirrup Cay, and we had not been there in years. I think when we were there so many years ago, I don't even think it was Norwegian's private island. And I had heard they built a new dock because I had seen people that were on the brand new Luna in the spring walking on the dock, but that was not the case with us. Matter of fact, the seas were even a little rough and we got rained on the tender going over. So it's like a roller coaster ride. And they looked like they were doing work on the dock. So I would have preferred to pull up to the dock and you just walk off like you can, at the kind of little sister island there attached is Great Day at Coco Cay if you're with Royal Caribbean or Celebrity. So they're right there together. But anyway, it is a very similar concept to Great Day at Coco Cay, and they are building a water slide. They have like a lagoon, kind of like beach club pool area. That's where we went. And the swimsuit I wore was the Tommy Bahama blue tankini. It's so comfortable and just love this swimsuit, but I didn't end up getting a picture. I believe they still have it, but I'm not sure if in the same color, but it's one of those, they come out with the same style every year, just different colors, but I'll link it if I can find it. And then I wore those tan linen shorts and then a short sleeve button down shirt, you know, kind of looked like a matching set. I just wore it open. So that day was actually Memorial Day. We went that week and I wasn't sure if it was going to be really crowded or not because I know some schools get out right before Memorial Day and then some don't. It's into June, so it was kind of a toss-up. There were kids, but I felt like a lot more older kids, like probably high school, college on there. So it being Memorial Day, I thought I would bring out this, you know, kind of red, white, and blue nautical look, and I love the skirt. If you follow me on Instagram, I did share this when I first purchased it, and that's usually a good place to follow me because I will share things sometimes right away, especially if there's a sellout risk so that you can go ahead and grab it, because I feel like there are certain retailers that you can hardly even put something on and take a photo and it's already sold out. And by the time you ordered it, wait for shipping and get it, it's gone. Like Loft is one of those. I did share this there first, and then I just paired this high neck navy tank. I really liked the look of the navy. I did say in that Instagram, this skirt comes in a top if that's more your speed. And funny enough, I did see a lady with this top on the cruise, but not the skirt. And you could wear it as a matching set if you want, but I think that's a little much. Just put on these cool wedges, and again, the same bag every single night. I decided to go with this one because I just really liked the look of it with everything. This necklace is part of like a two-piece set from Amazon that I've had for years. I typically just bring the longer, and I will link that video of some jewelry that I always travel with and that are my go-tos I know are gonna go with everything, because that may help you out kind of showing my favorite like accessories, sunglasses, bracelets, things I just go to over and over. This necklace is definitely one of them. So the next day was a day at sea, and I decided to wear this two-piece striped set. Now I had shared this back in the spring when I was sharing some green and yellow outfits for the Masters. That's when I first came across this. I cannot find this on the site anymore in the green and white. However, they do have, they're like linen lined pull-on shorts. They do have it in, I think it's like a multi-stripe, but I couldn't find the green, but it's from Belk, their Crown and Ivy line. Super comfortable. Oh, and these sandals are a Birkenstock lookalike from Amazon. They're very comfortable. I have a pair of Birkenstocks and I like them, just the regular two-strap. This one I liked, I don't know, it just looked a little nicer. And sometimes I want some more comfortable footbed sandals for when we're doing a lot of walking on vacation, because flip-flops and flat sandals just don't cut it anymore for me. You know, my feet will end up hurting, my ankle will swell because my ankles are rolling in sometimes because you just have zero support. So that night I wore this pretty maxi dress. Again, I think I shared this on Instagram and it sold out very, very quickly. I think it's back in stock. I wanted to let you know, on me, I got my normal size in it, but I'm gonna have to have the straps adjusted. In this photo, you can't see, but I actually pinned them up because I needed a good like 2 inches almost brought up, because if not, it made it really baggy here. I just went ahead and pinned it here. I knew I was gonna throw a sweater over my shoulder for just the completed look anyway, so you weren't gonna be able to see it, but just something to keep in mind if you are trying it on. I didn't want to get a petite because I liked the length of this. And then I had some fun new earrings. I just spotted these randomly at Target one day I was in there. I feel like I hardly ever even go in Target anymore. Put on a fun bracelet and, you know, jewelry, jazz it up a bit. I loved that it was super casual. And speaking of casual, most of my outfits are going to be a little more casual than you're used to seeing because, of course, Norwegian does not have formal nights. We have been on a couple of others where people definitely dressed up more on certain nights, but we just knew we weren't even going to do that. My husband didn't even bring a jacket this time. He normally, you know, brings a jacket or a suit. Didn't even do that. But there were like a few things that were a little more elevated, a little more what you're used to seeing for me. But to me, overall, my outfits felt a little more casual, but of course still pulled together because that's just how we do it. I snapped this quick pic. I'm looking at pictures on my laptop because I'm using my phone to film. Snap this quick pic. This is where we go every night before dinner. We liked the Belvedere bar, just the vibe of it. Some of the other bars just, I don't know, weren't it. Although we did like the Observation Lounge. That's like a great place. We didn't end up going there at night, but if you're familiar with like Royal Caribbean, the Viking Crown Lounge back in the day, and some of the older celebrity ships, the Sky Lounge, it's like that, but great for during the day, just hanging out, playing games, you know, people watching. So anyway, they do have a bar there, but we didn't end up going. This was outside one of the restaurants and a specialty restaurant. And by the way, all these stops we had been to, it was kind of just like, I want to go on a cruise, wear some fun clothes. And so that's what we did. And my husband will almost always pick a cruise over something else because he doesn't have to drive to dinner. He doesn't have to think about where we're going for dinner, and he doesn't really have to think about anything else. Again, I showed this outfit on Instagram, another really pretty two-piece set with the pink coral. This was gifted to me by J. Crew Factory. I really appreciated that offer. I link a lot of things through them, have shopped with them a lot over the years, and this is a very comfortable set. Love it, was so comfortable. I also ended up throwing on the shorts another day later in the week. It might have been our last sea day with a white t-shirt, and that looked really cute too. So you can mix and match, obviously, the set. So that night I wore these fun pants. I did get a picture of these, but I don't think I ever posted it. The first time I wore these when we went to Hilton Head for our anniversary. We actually went for a golf tournament back at the end of April. It was our 25th wedding anniversary. And, you know, we did the romantic thing as everybody does. You go to a golf tournament. But, you know, it was a beach vacation. We hadn't been there in 5 years. So it was nice going back there again. And I wore these pants. So they were new back at the end of April. Wore them again. They do come in a few other styles. And I actually have these same pants in some other lengths and styles. And they're so comfortable. These are actually linen. Again, with the nautical theme. You guys know I love a fun pant, always wearing them. And so these caught my eye immediately. And I like that you can do different color tops. When I wore them in the spring, I wore it with a light blue short sleeve sweater. I didn't love the look. There was something about just the proportions. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to wear it with this high neck navy tank again that I just wore with that skirt. And I liked the color combo. I think on the website, they showed it with light blue is where I first got that idea, but you could obviously pair it with any of the colors in here. Would look great with white too. Again, just fun necklaces, cute sunglasses, threw my hair back, and some wedges. I ended up bringing these wedges because I knew they would go with a couple outfits, and I usually need them when I have a pair of long pants like this. And I did find recently a very similar pair to this from Target that I'll link. So next day, I believe, was Grand Cayman. And again, I had shared this skirt on Instagram as soon as I got it because I figured it was going to be a high sellout risk. This was so comfortable. I got compliments on it. It wore really nicely. It washes up nicely. Now, with anything that is linen or linen cotton blend, you are going to have to steam it. But this is lined, has an adjustable tie. Again, it's so comfortable. And it's one of those I knew as soon as I saw it, just the color combinations I thought was so pretty. And I like pairing a print like this a lot of times with just a white basic, like whether it be a tee or tank. I brought my little foldable, packable bucket hat, which is always cute and just helps keep the sun out of my eyes when I'm walking around. And then just paired it with some flip-flops. These are old, so I don't think you can get these exact ones anymore. All right, that night I pulled out this dress from last summer, fall. The first time you probably saw it was on that New England cruise, and it's just so comfortable. I'd worn it for, I think, brunch before too. I just really like it. I don't think it's available any longer, I'll just say that, but it just, one of those, I wanted one outfit at least to be a little dressier in case we ended up going to, especially a restaurant or something. We didn't this time, we didn't feel the need to, but I always like to have something like that, but felt perfectly comfortable in it, not overdressed because it's still a little bit casual being the style with the shirt style, but of course it's long, it's super comfortable. I have a few dresses now from this brand, and actually last year I had the jackpot with this brand. Okay, next day I had on these fun shorts. They come in different colors, so if you don't like these, and they're just like a pull-on, but yet they're still very tailored looking, and I like the little scalloped edge. Again, just thought the green was really pretty, looks great with just a basic white tee, so very simple outfit for just walking around. I think we might have been in Cozumel that day, which I've lost count. In the 25 years plus that we've been cruising, how many times I've been to Cozumel. And just everything anymore, my husband and I were saying, just doesn't seem as good, especially like Grand Cayman and places that maybe like after COVID or they've been hit with a hurricane or something, they just don't come back and they're just not the same. Like, because Grand Cayman used to always be one of our favorites, but we were actually just there on the New Year's cruise, so. Okay, the last repeat outfit was this skirt, and I really like this. I cannot believe I've had this 2 years. So it was 2 years ago that I purchased it. I wore it for the first time on that first weekend cruise with friends that we did. Really liked it. Ended up just pairing it with a white neck tank. It had a matching blouse back then, but I didn't buy it. I just liked the tank with it. Again, like I said, I like something just white basic sometimes when there is a lot of other print going on. But I first wore it back then with some orange heels and I thought were cute. Well, I knew I didn't want to fuss with bringing a bunch of different shoes this time. And again, keep it more casual. But the last time I wore it, I think I did pair it with this orange necklace that I found on Amazon. Again, just brings it all together, a little pop. Last year I found this skirt back in like a green and white stripe. However, when I just looked recently, I did not see it. But again, this is one of those brands I'm usually having a lot of luck with, that they just have so many pretty things. So I'll link something similar if I can. You know, I like to outfit repeat my clothes, especially when it's something I really like and I don't want to waste things. If I like it, I'm still going to rewear it maybe a year or two later so it feels fresh again. And then our last day at sea, I didn't get a picture of this, but I do have a picture from a cruise last year, the brown one piece. Really pretty. I don't know if they have it in brown anymore, but this is a really good brand. I think it's Sea Level, but you could get any color in this swimsuit and they're nice. So I paired it with this really pretty brown print cover up, and the cover up is the statement maker. I really like it. It's so nice just laying by the pool, doing a lap around the ship or around a resort. Wore it, you know, with a sun hat, the same, you know, again, same outfit basically is last time. So, and this night had a gorgeous sunset as we were sailing back, and we actually got this really cool sunset. It almost just started raining right when I took this, cruising past Miami with the sunset in the background. The sunset was just crazy that night, like bright orange. And then you could see the silhouette of Miami in the background. So I just wore this fun Ralph Lauren dress. I think I shared this on Instagram as well, back a month ago or so when I purchased it. And I also plan to wear this 4th of July coming up, a trip we have with some friends and family. And I just thought it was really pretty. It's so comfortable, but yet very just elevated, pulled together. You can wear it flat sandals, wedges, and it just looks nice. So very comfortable. I do believe it comes in maybe navy and white, and I think a solid too. So I'll link what I can. You know, obviously a little pricier being Ralph Lauren, the couple items I showed were, but to me, they're just classics. And I find anymore, I'd rather spend more money on things, you know, like my Farm Rio dresses and things, than buy a bunch of junk. Like I'd rather have one or two nice pieces that are more spendy than a whole bunch of stuff from Target and Amazon. That's just me. The older I get, I like fewer, nicer pieces that are classic and I can repeat wear. So no other cruises planned right now, but you know how that goes. That's bound to change because we rarely just do one a year anymore. We at least do two. Some years we do three. We're not very good at planning far in advance anymore, unless it's just something we really know we want to do. Like we keep talking about maybe going back to Alaska. So maybe next year we'll do that again, because it's been several years since we've been. I don't know. I would maybe like to do a California cruise again. We've done that twice, but both times were just such nice cruises, and it's a great way to just get little snippets of the beautiful weather and scenery in California. So let me know what cruises or vacations you guys have coming up. And I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, everything will be linked below and in the first comment. I will see you all in the next one. Bye.